in progress. Reche chicha dam se jet 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 jet. Uchet furno kolo I. Na ma. Yeah. Dee do dee do dee. Oh. Reche chicha dame geni di do di do di. Chicha oche scrina neche di do di. Uchet burno kolo iga di do di. Namagartsu di do di. Thank you, Jane. You don't look like Jane Goyfman, but...
Hey.
Thank you very much. It was only I would like to ask you for a favor. I don't know Yiddish at all. A little bit. Can you explain a little bit what about?
Absolutely. Sure. I'll do a bit of that. The first song, Klingen Glecker, is just, it's a lullaby and written about the end of Shabbos. The end of Shabbat is just ending. So in the song Klingen Glock and Bim Bam Bom, there's a bim bam bom sound coming from the town square. It's coming from the church bells, but it's also the bim bam bom coming from the Zeta, from the grandfather who's singing this niggin that's it's welcoming the end of Shabbat, and it's sort of a sad song. You know, tomorrow we have to go back to work, back to the shop, and we have to say goodbye to this beautiful Shabbat moment. Here's another song in Yiddish for you about Bessarabia, which is a very important source of a lot of this klezmer music, a lot of these Yiddish theater melodies, comes from this area sort of between and betwixt Ukrainian culture, Romanian culture, Moldovan culture, and Russian. Kind of a lot of mixing was going on there. Also Turkish influence and Greek influence. It was really this hotbed of culture. And so Bessarabia is like, it shows up in a lot of songs, and these sort of sentimental songs talking about the past. And this song I learned from the repertoire of this incredible gentleman named Arkady Gendler. And if there's some names that you hear tonight that you haven't heard of before, do me a favor and look them up and dig deeper into these people, because they're important and incredible. And this gentleman, Arkady Gendler, he was from Bessarabia. He was from a little town called Soroka. He survived the war by being in the Soviet army, but then when he got back to his town, everybody had been killed. And you know, I mean, to face that is just unimaginable. But he did, and he, you know, just survived the war by being in the Soviet army, and he gets back to town, everyone's gone. But he never lost his spirit, and I knew him. He only passed away a couple years ago. And he lived the rest of his life in this little town where my grandfather was from, which is called Dnepropetrovsk, Zaporozhye, which is in Ukraine.
I know.
Okay. And he was a scientist and he worked in plastics. But he sang songs and he wrote songs, and he continued to perform. He traveled the world sharing his repertoire, and it was just such an incredible honor to know him and to be his friend. And this is a song that he sings about Bessarabia. Actually, let me grab an accordion for this. Why not? You can never have too many accordions going on. Here we go. hab ich gekannt. Und alle haben mich gerissen. Noch ein Lied ist mir verblieben. Und sie kann ich nicht vergessen. Noch ein Lied ist mir verblieben. Und sie kann ich nicht vergessen. Oh, mein liebe Bessarabia, Land von Frieden und Land von Treue. Wenn ich der Mann dich in deine Zeiten noch ich wehn und ich bedeue. Spielt ein Pastor auf sein Pfeifel. Bin ich der Mann, dich in deiner Lonkis, in mein Herz noch sie bänken. Oh, mein liebe Bessarabia, Land von Frieden und ein Land von Treue. Das ist das Lied von der Bessaraber, von den Pastor in Treue. Tarararidum, talalalirum, nalidiyadam, ay, ay, ay. Tarararidum, tarararidum, ay, di, tararadam. Tarararidum, tarararidum, ay, di, tararadam, ay, ay, ay. Tarararidum, tarararidum, ay, di, tararadam. Yam tarararidum, yoboboy, ay, di, tararadam, ay, ay, ay. Tarararidum, yoboboy, ay, di, tararadam. Tarararidum, yoboboy, ay, di, tararadam, ay, ay, ay. Tarararidum, yoboboy, ay, di, tararadam. Tarararidum, talalalirum, ay, di, tararadam, ay, ay, ay. Tarararidum, tarararidum, ay, di, tararadam. Tarararidum, talalalirum, ay, di, tararadam, ay, ay, ay. Tarararidum, tarararidum, ay, di, tararadam. Yeah. Okay. Oh wow! I see that Kurt and Annette are here. That's intimidating. Kurt and Annette are incredible klezmer musicians that live in Chicago. Do you all know them?
Absolutely. They have been longtime performers, loved by all for the Chicago Evo Society.
They are
Wow.
awesome.
I know Alex Hoffman. Do you know violin
In Chicago?
Yes,
Oh
yes.
well, probably
It's
Kurt
a-
and Annette know.
Klezmer music.
Cool. So usually, by the way, I would be happy to hang out after this concert and answer questions and have a chat if you're curious to talk. Usually I play with a band, but this year nobody's playing with bands or playing much at all. So it's kind of just been a very strange time for musicians. And I have a project actually with a string quartet that plays Yiddish songs. And there are these new arrangements that I made with some friends, where we took old piano charts or even old recordings and transcribed them for string quartet. I think somebody is unmuted, but that's okay. We're all friends here. So it was not possible to get a string quartet into my bedroom today. By the way, this is my bedroom where I grew up. my childhood bedroom, where I've been hiding out all year. So it wasn't possible to get a string quartet. So I hope you'll indulge me. I'm going to play a recording of my string quartet, and I'm going to sing for you with the backup tracks of this recording. It's kind of cheating, but in this pandemic year, it's a free-for-all. There are no rules, all right? So this quartet is a Montreal-based quartet. They're called Warhol Dervish. And this next song comes from, it's a folk song published in 1912, and that I learned from the repertoire of Isa Kremer, which is another great name for you to look up if you're interested in Yiddish music. She was the finest, one of the finest singers of Yiddish song. Just going to put the camera up a little bit. Yeah. And it's for the Yiddish impaired, the lyrics are something like, "O Avram." Oh, I'm translating "O" from "oi," okay? "O Avram, I can't live without you. Neither of us can live without the other." Do you remember at the gate when you whispered a secret in my ear? "O Rivkenu, give me your lips." "O Avram, I can't live without you. Without one another, we're like a doorknob without a door." Do you remember on the boulevard how I was smart and you the fool? "Oh, Rivkenu, give me your lips." Yeah. Oi, Avram, ich kenn an dir nicht sein. Ich an dir und du an mir, kennen wir beide nicht sein. Gedenkst du, bei dem Teuer hast du mir gesagt, dass so din euer, oi, weh, a Rivkenu, a gib je mir deine Piskenju. Oi, weh, a Rivkenu, a gib je mir deine Piskenju. Piskenju. Avram, ich kenn an dir nicht sein. Ich an dir, du an mir, können wir beide nicht sein. Gedenkst du auf dem Boulevard, ich der Kluger und du der Narr. Oi, weh, a Rivkenu, a gib je mir dein Piskenju. Oi, weh, a Rivkenu, a gib je mir dein Piskenju. Ich kenn und dir nicht sein. Ich und dir, du und mir, kennen wir beide nicht sein. Gedenkst du das reute Kleidl? Oi, bin ich gewesen a schöne Mädel. Oi, weh, a Rivkenu, a gib je mir dein Piskenju. Oi, weh, a Rivkenu, a gib je mir dein Piskenju. Oi, Avram, ich kann an dir nicht sein. Ich und dir und du und mir, wir Klemke ohne Tier. Gib je mir dein Piskenju. All right. That was an arrangement by the great Michael Winograd, who is a up and coming. He's been up and coming for about 25 years now, but He's one of the great klezmer clarinetists of today. Okay, you mentioned some of you don't speak much Yiddish. Is that true? I don't know who speaks Yiddish or who doesn't. But there is a great rap song about slang. Okay, it's called Hebonics, and it's by this rapper named Big L, who is from Harlem. And in this song, he describes black slang, okay, in 3 verses. And sorry, there's some drama going on the screen there. And I was inspired by this song to try to write a kind of lexicon for Yiddish, for people today to hear to learn a bit and to get some vocabulary. So the original song was called Ebonics, and I've written a song that is called Hebonics. Here it is. It's not a world premiere, but pretty much is basically a world premiere because I haven't done it very much. And because I haven't done it very much and there's lots of words, I'm going to cheat and look at the lyrics, okay? Woo! This is crazy. Yeah. Here, just put on a little beat here. Schmata is clothes, your nose is your nose. Otta Zoe Neta Schneider means that's the way the tailor sews. Okay, so far so good. Just a second. There we go. I need that. I need a bit of a hi-hat. Where's the hi-hat? There we go. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Schmata is clothes, your nose is your nose. Otta Zoe Neta Schneider means that's the way the tailor sews. If you got gelt, that means you got money. Rojin kiss are raisins and honig is honey. If you lach, it was funny. A divorce is a get. To kvel is to gush over. To schwitz is to sweat, huh? Your soul's neshoma, let's together is no mere. If you keep the Sabbath, which is Shabbos, you're shomer. To pray is to bench. A good guy is a mensch. Deutsch is German, English, and Französisch is French. Difficult is schwer. A square dance is a share. You give tzedakah if you care, and very is zayer. Gatkas or knickers, too much yash makes you shicker. To plots is to freak out, and your house is your ticker. I know you like the way I'm freaking it. I learned a bissel Yiddish, even though everyone stopped speaking it. Woo! Yadidim bum bum, yadidim bum, yadidim yadidim bum. Was machst du is how you might ask how I feel. A fool's a schmendrick, an idiot's a schlemiel. Add an L to make diminutive, like Laban to label. Tuchas off and tish means put your ass on the table. Sausage is vorscht, holiday is yontif. Dreck is shit, couldn't find the Yiddish word for the pontiff. Zetz is shit, is silly. See gazin's how they say word up in Yiddish in Philly. If your place is kosher, then you shouldn't bring a pig in. A face is a punim, a pleasure is a farganigan. Fegala is a bird, but it also means gay. If you're lost, you're farblunged, you understand, you farstay. Lots of ways to say dick, like schlong or putz, and Larry David already explained the meaning of klutz. I know you like the way I'm burning it. I picked up some Yiddish, even though my parents' generation stopped learning it. Sing along with me now. Language is loshin, a blessing's a brocha. Tate mom and his parents, family is mishpocha. Family is... Okay, one more time. Language is loshin, a blessing's a brocha. Tate mom and his parents, family is mishpocha. Parties are for brengen, to play is to spiel, sing it is zingen, and too much is to feel. A wise guy's a knacker, gibazetz means to smacker. Matzahs is kinda like a Passover cracker. Shix is a non-Jewish girl, a chaz is a pig, enough's genig, and if it's goyis, that means it's big. If you're goyim, then I'm saying you're foreign. The good old days are melech, sebjoitzkes, yochen, feces feet, fleisch is meat, brie means to fly, nochamol, repeat, that's the way, alavai, he is air, I am ich, sie is she, mir is we, gekafen af and yam means go shit on the sea, huh? I know you like the way I'm speaking it, I speak a little Yiddish even though everyone stops speaking it. Yadidim bum bum, yadidim bum, yadidim bum bum, yadidim bum, yadidim bum bum, yadidim bum, yadidim bum. Woo! Okay, that was Hebonics. Thank you. I'll get it bettered for next time. I swear I will. You know, I'm Canadian. Okay, don't hold it against me. But I usually live in Montreal. And I don't know if you've ever heard of the great Jewish singer from Montreal, Leonard Cohen. Yes? Any Leonard Cohen fans? Good. I'm a big Leonard Cohen fan. And so I've done a kind of just Yiddishified version of one of his songs. This is one of his big hits, Dance Me to the End of Love. Dance me to your beauty with a burning violin. Dance me through the panic till I'm gathered safely in. Lift me like an olive branch and be my homeward dove. And dance me to the end of love. Dance me to the end of love. Oh, let me see your beauty when the witnesses are gone. Let me feel you moving like they did in Babylon. Show me slowly what I only know the limits of, and dance me to the end of love. Oh, dance me to the end of love. Dance me to the wedding now, and dance me on and on. Dance me very tenderly, and dance me very long. We're both of us beneath our love, we're both of us above. So dance me to the end of love, and dance me to the end of love. Dance me to the children who are asking to be born. Dance me through the curtains that our kisses have outworn. Raise a tent of shelter now, though every thread is torn. Dance me to the end of love. Dance me to the end of love. Dance me to your beauty with a burning violin. Dance me through the panic, though we're gathered safely in. Touch me with your naked hand, or touch me with your glove. Dance me to the end of love. Dance me to the end of love. Everybody! Oh, come on, sing it! Dance me to the end of love. Dance me to the end of love. Big finish, big finish.
Thank you. So good.
Okay, here's another song with a string quartet, with an invisible string quartet. This is a song from the repertoire of Mordechai Gebirtig, who was born in Krakow in 1877, and he died in Krakow in the liquidation of the ghetto, which was actually June 4th, 1942. But before he was murdered, He had written hundreds and hundreds of songs, incredible poetry. He came up through sort of something called badchones, which is this wedding toasting. The MC of the wedding in old Jewish weddings in Eastern Europe, there was this figure of somebody called a badchen who kind of led the ceremony, not the ceremony, but he led the party. And actually a Jewish wedding would last for a week. So the badchen was there with the musicians, and in rhyme and with music and theater and just whatever entertainment sort of skills that the badchen had, they would sort of run the party. And Mordechai Gebirtig started out as a badchen, and he was involved with theater, and he wrote hundreds of songs without the ability to play an instrument. He would just whistle the melody to a friend who would write down the melodies for him. This next song is one of his most famous songs about childhood. It's called Kinderjahren. Years of childhood, sweet years of childhood. Forever you will stay in my memory. Whenever I think of those years, my heart sinks and I feel sad. Oh, how quickly did I become old. In my mind, there stands the little house where I was born, where I grew up. And there I see my cradle. It still stands at its place. All that has faded away like a dream. I can still see you, Fagala, you beauty. I can still kiss you on your red cheeks. And your eyes filled with grace sink into my heart. I thought you would become mine. Well, years of childhood, I lost you. I lost my dear mother, too. And from the house, nothing is left. Fagala is gone as well. Oh, how quickly have I grown old. Kinderjahren. Kinderjahren, süße Kinderjahren. Ewig bleibt wach in mein Sekunden. Wenn ich tracht von einer Zeit, wird mir so bang und leid. Oi, wie schnell bin ich schon alt geworden. Noch steht mir das Stiebel vor die Augen. Wo ich bin geboren, oi gezeugen. Euch mein Wiegel seh ich dort, steht noch auf demselben Ort. Wie a Harlem ist das als verflogen. Noch seh ich dich, Fegele, du Scheine. Noch kusch ich die reute Bächle deine. Deine Augen voll mit Rein dringen in mein Herz herein. Hab gemeint, du wirst einmal sein meine. Kinderjahren hab ich angeweuert. Mein getreue Mammen euch verloren. Von der Stub ist doch kein Fleck, Fegele ist euch weg. Oi, wie schnell bin ich schon alt geworden. Mordechai gebürtig. Kinderjagen. Any requests? Jake?
You're doing great.
All right. I mean, whew, okay. Thanks for having me, everybody. Yeah, okay. Let me see here. What do we got? What can we do now? Okay. How about, Okay. From the sublime to the ridiculous, here is a version of a Yiddish theater song from the repertoire of, what's his name? Five-ish Finkel. Are there any Five-ish Finkel fans here today? Yeah. Cool. Well, let me see here. Okay, this keyboard. That sounds cool. Okay. So, this is one of his chestnuts. It's called Ich bin a border by mein Vibe. I am a border of my wife's. I break up with my wife, and then I just go and live with her, and I pay rent. And it works out better that way. Okay? Here we go. Yeah. Just a second.
Young man, single and free. Young man, single and
Ich bin schon wieder Single, Punkt also wie ein Jingle. Mit mein Weiber hab ich sich gegeben. Ich denk zurück zu Muffen, herumgesucht zu schlafen, hab mein Weiber mehrere Bergerei. Jo, was darfst du suchen glicken? Ich Fremde rum sich sticken, und sei alleine retten zu die Wand. Jo, zeig dir bitten, wo bei ihr ist mir gut Corona, schiere Rest und trink noch und ich brenne
young
Welt.
man, single and free.
Yeah.
Young man, single and free.
Ich bin a border by mein Vibe.
Young man, single and free. Young man, single and free.
Ich bin a border by mein Vibe.
Young man, single and
Es ist ein Vergnügen, alles kann ich kriegen, wie ein fremder Border bei mein Vibe. Ich darf mein Vibe hitten und ankommen in mitten, wenn der Butcher bringt das Fleisch herein. Jo, ich bin ganz frei von Sorgen, ich darf nicht leihen borgen, nicht arbeiten und bringen ihr das Geld. Doch zeigt dir bitten, wo bei ihr ist mir gut Corona, schiere Rest und trink noch really, brenner Welt, brenner Welt, brenner Welt. Yeah, come on, sing it boys.
young man, single and
Uh-oh. What's that? The chipmunks. Yeah. Technical difficulties. Ich bin a border by mein Vibe. Ich bin a border by mein Vibe. Es ist ein Vergnügen, alles kann ich kriegen, wie ein fremder Border by mein Vibe. Ich darf mein Vibe mit hitten und ankommen in mitten, wenn der Butcher bringt das Fleisch herein. Jo, ich bin ganz frei von Sorgen, ich darf nicht leihen borgen, nicht arbeiten und bringen ihr das Geld. So zeigt die Bitten, wo bei ihr ist mir gut Corona, schiere Rest und trinkt noch eine Brenner Welt, Brenner Welt, Brenner Welt, Brenner Welt.
young man, single and free.
Ich bin a border by mein Vibe. Yeah. Yeah. All right. My God's gonna kick your God's ass. You're so dumb, I'm the head of the class. Stop waiting around for something better. The boys like us better, the tighter the sweater. Take what's hers, don't sweat it. You can own it all, just pay on credit. 2 to the left, 4 to the right. You gotta fight for your right to fight. Forever never better than late. Sharpen up blades, obfuscate. You can own it all right now, why wait? Eat what's on your plate, then eat the plate. Say what you can when you're still allowed to. Every silver lining's got its cloud too. These are the good old days. La, 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 la. These are the good old days. La, 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 yeah. Waiting around for something better. The boys think it's better, the tighter the sweater. Take what's hers, don't sweat it. You can own it all, just pay on credit. 2 to the left, 4 to the right. You gotta fight for your right to fight. Forever never better than late. I sharpen up blades to obfuscate. You can own it all right now, why wait? Eat what's on your plate, then eat the plate. Say what you can when you're still allowed to. Every silver lining's got its cloud too. I'll be like, these are the good old days. La 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 la. These are the good old days. La, 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 yeah. Good old days. These are the good old days. Those were the good old days.
Good.
All right. What do we got? What do we got next? I think I'm running out of material here. Okay, I know one. Here's one. Just a second here. Thank you, by the way, for showing up tonight. I almost didn't show up tonight, but it happened, and that's pretty cool. So here's one more song featuring featuring the string quartet. Just a second. Just wait a second, string quartet. Wait a second, string quartet. They're very excited. They're very eager to play. This next song, and it's probably going to be my last song. Thank you very much for coming. This next song comes from the repertoire of Leo Fuld. Have you ever heard of Leo Fuld before? An incredible singer from Rotterdam. He was born in 1912, and he actually became a big star. His first gig was singing 60 songs, for which he was paid $1. But then things got a little better after that, and he became basically world famous. He survived the war by being in America for those years. When he went back to his native Holland, he saw the destruction that had happened to Yiddish culture and to his family and to his friends. And he was a famous singer who traveled the world singing. And for 5 years, he didn't sing a note. He was just so destroyed by the destruction that he witnessed. But after 5 years, he realized that it would be very important for him to sing these songs that he'd grown up with and all these beautiful Yiddish songs from his childhood. And so he started to sing again and started to record again. He wrote some famous songs. He wrote a song called Where Can I Go?, which was recorded by Ray Charles and Billie Holiday, Edith Piaf, Al Jolson. But here's one of his songs that sort of harkens back to a sentimental memory of the good old days of Jewish Yiddish Romania, and a song about a Jewish Romanian inn, which in Yiddish is called a kretschmer. This is Die Rumänische Kretschmer, with an arrangement by Michael Winograd. Wer die haben Vergnügen, weiß die, wo es kann das kriegen, in rumänische Kretschmer. Für der Chapner geht Fissen, vertrinken mein Seelen Süßen, in rumänische Kretschmer. Für die Herren itlach singen und Freilach tanzen und springen, aber legt den Perla klingen in rumänische Kretschmer. Yeah. I, die rumänische Kretschmer. I, die rumänische Kretschmer. Fisto Hockenedel, a wieder Weibermädel. I, die rumänische Kretschmer. I, die rumänische Kretschmer. Oi Karnatzele, oi Pfefferle, oi Steckele, oi Leikele. I, die rumänische Kretschmer. I, die rumänische Kretschmer. Come on. Die rumänische Kretschmer. Yeah. Die rumänische Kretschmer. Oi Leberlach, oi Pfefferlach, oi from de Schill, oi Duverl. Die rumänische Kretschmer. Die rumänische Kretschmer.
Joshua, I have to ask you, did you grow up in a Yiddish-speaking home?
Whew. Okay, so thank you very much. That was the show, and now we can have some questions. Jake, I got an
Yes.
answer. No, not in the least. I grew up with secular parents. We were the only Jewish family in this little town in Quebec, and
Wow.
and they'd grown up in Winnipeg, Manitoba. A lot of Jews wound up in Winnipeg, and their parents spoke Yiddish, but they're of the generation where people stopped speaking Yiddish and they were assimilating, and my parents did not speak a word of Yiddish, and I never heard it growing up at all. We had a couple records in the record library of Theodore Bickel, and that was it. I actually got to know Theodore Bickel. I had the honor of working with him and became friends with him. But and for some reason, Theodore Bickel records had slipped into the record collections of assimilated Jews. For some reason, they were kind of not too Jewish for people. And so I heard some Theodore Bickel, and then eventually, when I was a teenager, I started to hear stuff from the klezmer revival, from the klezmatics and Brave Old World. And then, really, it was because I started collecting records in order to make hip-hop music, which is what this weird machine is doing. It's playing these samples, like actual sound recordings from old records. And I started to collect old records, and that's when I really discovered cantorial music from the synagogue, Hasidic music, these nigunim, these wordless songs, these melodies from the Hasidic tradition, and then Yiddish songs, lullabies and folk songs and art song and all that vast repertoire. And then klezmer, like the real old klezmer recorded in the, the teens and 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s, and then not really until the 70s and 80s. But no, I didn't grow up with Yiddish, and so to learn it, I have to transcribe, I have to slow things down, and in the past 15-20 years I've gotten pretty good at sounding like I can speak Yiddish and understanding most of what I sing. And lately I've been on Duolingo for do you know Duolingo? Do you know this thing? It's this app on your phone, and it teaches language. And so I've been doing Duolingo Yiddish. They just added Yiddish a few months ago. Yeah. And so that's been really good to sort of just fortify what's in my head and just give me a better handle on some of the words.
Amazing journey. There's probably other questions from other people. I don't know how to unmute everybody, but I hope you can unmute yourself. I see some people are unmuting. Good. So are there other questions that people would like to put to you? I hear none yet. How do your parents like your getting involved in Yiddish?
They've become really dedicated to it and to this. Now there's a whole world of very, look, Kurt and Annetta and Kurt. And that's nice to see you guys. But yeah, my parents, like, as I said, they grew up assimilated. Sure, we went to synagogue, but we didn't really have a cultural Jewish identity other than, holidays and stuff like that, which were always very important, and the food and the songs that we sang for the holidays and stuff. But they didn't know about Yiddish culture per se. And they've gotten super into it, and they come to festivals to support me, and they love it. They watch more Yiddish concerts than I do on Zoom and stuff. They're addicted to Yiddish now. They're sheppin'. In fact, I didn't tell them about this. This is a secret. They're downstairs, and I'm upstairs secretly doing this concert because I didn't really know I was doing this concert today. Yeah, anyway.
There's Kurt and Annetta, as you see.
Do they have a question? They don't have a question. They just want to look adorable.
I have a question.
Okay.
Kurt.
Do you feel like doing some magic for us?
I could squeeze out something. I would have done more things, actually. Thursday, I was going to do some magic tricks. I had some other ideas, but okay, here we go.
We'll see you Thursday then.
Okay, let me see here. I just happen to have a handkerchief.
Just happen.
Because everybody just has handkerchiefs kicking around. So I'll show you something with the handkerchief, but it's kind of cool because it's on screen, so you can really see it close up. You see the handkerchief? Here we go. Okay. By the way, yeah. You see the handkerchief?
Wow.
Oh.
How did you do that?
That's magic.
That's magic.
My God. Oh my God.
Oh, it's a birthday party. We're doing a birthday party.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Kurt. This is for you, Kurt and Annetta. All right. Okay.
You should go to America's Got Talent.
That's a great idea. but I'm Canadian. They won't accept me. Come on, Kurt. Don't you
They
have a...
do.
North America's got talent.
But you know, I just wanna tell you if it's possible next time when you make a performance, I wish your screen should be a big screen on you. You know?
It wasn't?
No,
Nobody had a big screen
Yeah,
of me?
no, you were full. You were pinned.
maybe
some-
only me. I don't know.
Anti-Semitism.
No, it's just anti-Canadianism.
Okay. Okay, Kurt and Annetta, I have a question for you. How are you? Are you okay? Did you survive this year and you practiced a lot and you're ready to tell me how you're doing? Please.
Overall, well, we played amongst ourselves once in a while. And main thing is I'm enjoying my garden. It's good that I have that to just do something in, and we have a tandem bike with which we bike through the neighborhood. So
Cool. Cool.
that's
A tandem.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you guys on a tandem bike. Wow. Send me a picture of that, please.
okay.
But really, everybody in Chicago, you should know about Kurt and Annetta if you don't know already. They're real treasures of this music, and they're masters of this style. And they're available for weddings, bar mitzvahs, and shivas.
And we are now fully vaccinated, so we do stuff in person
Oh.
again.
Cool, cool, cool. Mazel tov.
We're all fully vaccinated.
It's a bit
You know,
slow.
like
I have to tell you, we did have Kurt and Annetta sing for us in January for YIVO.
Okay.
Yes. That was Fran Dvorkin who schedules all of these people.
Hey, Fran.
And Kurt and Annetta-
Obviously misscheduled tonight, so
It's okay.
We were
But
close.
Kurt and Annetta, how many years have you performed for Chicago YIVO? It's got to be 10 or 12 years.
I don't know. 10 or 12.
No, it's
No.
20 with us already. And then before it was Chicago Plasma Ensemble, so 30, 40.
Wow.
Yeah.
But-
When did you first do programs at the Washington Library?
Oh my goodness. I
See,
think-
that's how long.
Yes, that's how long. That's a lot of
with
years.
Frida Landau.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah, Frida.
may she
Oh, wow.
rest in peace.
Yeah.
I was just looking at your book of doinas, Kurt. Just reading through some of that from before the digital world, when things
Yes.
needed to be on paper and on tapes.
I sold my last copy last week. I have to order a new printing.
Okay,
Truly, truly.
cool. Is it still? Do you ever look back on that? This is a book of doinas that Kurt transcribed some famous doinas. What is a doina? That's another question that maybe Kurt can tell you. But do you actually look back on it and see details you missed now after having had a few more years of deliberation?
Details that I missed?
No.
I don't understand.
No. Okay.
I
Absolutely
don't.
not. It's still relevant today. This book of doinas. For
Apparently, because somebody just paid for one and I have to get it printed. So. It comes with a cassette.
Oh, good. Does it
And
come
the
with a
cassette
cassette
is
player?
still on cassette.
It should come with a cassette player too.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the thing is that cassettes are suddenly somehow hip again.
That's
Like-
true.
Like
Yeah.
all these people are doing their new issues on cassette, and I'm saying, new? What? I've been doing the same thing.
Chicago, do you have any more questions for me? I'd be happy to answer anything. With
I just
reason.
wish you can arrive to Chicago someday, and you're gonna have fun.
Yeah, do.
Okay, I would love to come.
Are
I have
you
some
guys-
great friends.
Are you guys getting vaccinated quickly enough in Canada? The string quartet, can we do,
Well,
maybe another show in a few months with this live with the string quartet?
You know
That
what's
was
cool?
beautiful.
What's cool about the string quartet program is that I've been doing it with different quartets around the world.
Huh.
So I've done it in Paris and in London and in LA and in Russia and in Italy. I did it in Venice, and I just show up. I've done it about 20 times or more, and I show up and I meet an amazing local quartet. and I give them the parts, and they play it. And the arrangements are written so that it's not really supposed to be like legitimate, like klezmer sounding violin sort of parts, which it could be, and it could be played by great klezmer players who can read really well, and that would be cool. But sort of what I wanted to see was if I could collaborate with classical musicians and get in the arrangements the feel and the details that give it the sort of real feel of the music. And so yeah, it's just been an amazing way to meet musicians around the world. And
So you don't have a string quartet group in Canada where you
I
are?
do. I mean, I do. I have a group in Montreal that I play with the most. But the record that I made of the program, it's called Die Frosch, by the way. If you're curious, look it up on all those various streaming places. Here it is. It's called Die Frosch, which is the frog, and I recorded it in Germany with a German quartet. They're called the Kaiser Quartet, based in Hamburg. But it's a cool program that can be done anywhere with local quartets, which also makes it cool for wherever you are, because then there's sort of a hometown advantage vibe.
Yeah. Interesting. Are there any other questions of Josh?
Josh, my name is Shirley Todd, and like Kurt and Annetta, I've also performed for Evo for many years. But what I want to tell you is that in 2015, I came to Klez camp in Montreal,
Okay.
and I was in Cheryl Lepofsky's master class.
Great.
And you were playing piano for the people who were performing in that class. And coincidentally, one of the songs that I chose to do and that you played for me was Oy Avrom. So I thought that was a blast from the past for me.
That's really cool. I wonder if that's where I sort of got that song put in my head. Thanks
And I
to
remember
you,
you
Shirley.
I remember you telling about hearing it from Isa Kremer when she
Okay.
sang it. And I had never heard that version of it, but I remember you mentioning her.
Cool. And did you then look up Isa Kremer?
Yes, I actually did.
Great. Because she's
Yeah.
awesome, right?
She is.
Yeah.
She is. But I remembered hearing, who did I hear that version of? She was wonderful too. She had a wonderful voice. She was a daughter, a daughter of a rabbi. I'm trying to think of her name, and I can't think of it. But she was wonderful also.
Like famous? Was she famous?
She was. She was.
Like Marilyn Michaels or something?
No.
Okay.
No. That's Moshe Oishel's relative. But I'm thinking
Yeah.
of somebody else, and I can't. And at the moment, can't think of it. Maybe
well.
I'll email you if I get the answer in my brain.
Cool.
Okay, but anyway, I wanted to say that to you.
Hello, Shirley. Come back to Klez Canada anytime.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
All the best.
All the best.
Joshua, thank you very much for this impromptu, kind of half confused
Thank you so much.
performance.
I'm glad we made it work.
We
And now I
did
don't have to be nervous for 2 more days.
So we very much appreciate it. I'm going to end this and thank you once again. And we'll do it again in the future. Sei mir
Awesome.
gesinnt.
Yeah.
Great to meet everybody and see some old friends, and all the best. I'm glad everybody's getting vaccinated, and we'll see you in person one day. I really hope.
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
God willing.
Sei
Welcome
gesinnt.
to Chicago.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.